As far as Chapter 23 is concerned, there's not really a whole lot for me to talk about. As I mentioned a couple times before, we're going to recruit Jagard after this chapter's over. But again, it's not really that important because we're never going to use him. The one thing we do in this chapter that is important is we replace Tsubasa in our team with Misaki, who's just joined. And although she's been pretty useful and she's been with us since the start of the game, we do actually have to kick Tsubasa out because we need everyone else at some point in the next 4 chapters to, complete the game. So Tsubasa is the one who has to get the boot. And there's actually one more thing I kind of want to touch on as this chapter's starting. So the bottom of this map is pretty reminiscent of the previous chapter in like the road sort of thing. And that's sort of, I'm not gonna say it's very obvious in the next few chapters, but it's sort of a theme that they've been running with. And it's pretty cool the way it gives like this progression of you making your way through the Blackstorm's base. I think that's pretty cool anyway. But let's talk about something completely different. So I recorded all this footage using a original Nintendo DS capture card that I bought for like $250 off of Katsukitty. And I decided to buy a capture card instead of just playing on an emulator because I really struggled with playing the minigames with a mouse. Like that rapid tapping one that you see me play all the time. The only way I could do that on an emulator is by downloading an application that let my mouse click 1,000 times per second. So yeah, I wasn't too keen on doing that. I thought it wasn't good enough. So I shelled out $250, bought a capture card. Then I used OBS Studio to just record from my desktop, and my bad commentary is recorded with Audacity and just a regular microphone. But since I actually put money out for this capture card, I figured, well, like, that's kind of official sounding, isn't it? If I was to speedrun this game, I could actually submit it to, like, speedrun.com. So, and, like, no one's done that before, so obviously it'd be, like, a default world record, not that it really matters. And I was thinking about what changes would have to be made to this run to make it a speedrun, and I'm pretty sure the answer to that question is not a whole lot. I mean, I'm not sure if I could really speed up any of these escape chapters. Like, we beat them basically as fast as possible. And then, for the kill everything chapters, killing enemies quickly finishes the chapter quicker. And not only that, but it makes it so you have to sit through less enemies taking the wait action on enemy phase, which takes a long time. So I think strategy-wise, it's gonna be likely the same. Like, most of the time saves we would use probably broken up into 2 like categories. The first one is actually an example on this chapter. So Misaki is going to enter a lot of combat in this chapter, but she's not going to die, and she doesn't really do anything with it. So just minimizing the amount of extra fighting we do would save some seconds, because I think every time I skip an animation, it costs like 4 or 5 seconds, and that'll build up pretty fast. The other one would be figuring out what stuff I can skip buying and what cards I can skip having to use, and just like maybe take an extra turn just to attack a second time. That would be like the easiest solution to those. I'm not really sure if attacking twice saves time over using a card. I think it depends, because like every time you use a card, it costs like basically 10 seconds every time. But I'm not really sure. That's something I have to test. I haven't really tried any of this out yet, so it's all up in the air. But I think this would be a pretty decent game to speedrun. Some strategies in certain chapters would need to change, obviously. Like, I think you can straight up save 10 minutes in chapter 13 by just waiting for 10 turns to be over and fighting as little as possible, instead of doing the thing where I, like, broke the game and beat it in 6 turns. The biggest challenge in this game, in the speedrun of this game, would be not like chapter 17. Chapter 17 wouldn't be that bad. It'd be mostly the same, actually. But it'd be like chapters 5 through 9, where we really rely on Yui to do very specific things with good RNG, and if we don't get that good RNG, we're basically fucked. Like, remember in chapter 8 where I used her to kill a ladybug and 2 pillbugs? If she missed one of those pillbugs, or God forbid both those pillbugs, what would my options be? There really wouldn't be. I wouldn't really have any. And it'd be running into problems like that. And specifically, like I said, those 4 chapters. 5 chapters. Those chapters would be pretty bad. Also, I'm playing this game, with just like the D-pad and buttons, but you can actually menu through the whole game using only the touchscreen, and that might save some time, but I wouldn't really expect it to be a whole lot, if any. Just a fact for you. So Jagar joins your team, and it's not like he even like turns over a new leaf or anything. He's kind of just like, hey, I'm joining your team, right? And we're all like, I guess so. And then he just joins. Like, he's still like pretty evil, honestly. But yeah.